Hello, and welcome back to another Dokkan Battle video. I am recording these ahead of time, if you couldn't tell. But, this Super Trunks video, I decided I was actually going to forego Super Trunks' passive for this fight specifically, just because I feel like we can get away with it, right? Because the fact that the Bulma fight is not really that scary for a couple turns, it allows Super Trunks to be able to do his attacks before we get into like the actual hard part of the fight. So hopefully we don't really have to worry too much about it. I actually probably should have floated him off here so that he would take longer to come back. That way we would have less turns of him against the interface, right? I just don't want to deal with that, but we're gonna have to deal with that anyway and just hope things work out. Our rotations in general are pretty awful, but we'll make things work here. We'll try to piece it together and come up with a winning solution so that hopefully we can have Super Trunks do something in this video. I would doubt it, but you never know. Maybe he will. Also, the day I'm recording this video and yesterday's video yesterday for you guys, is the same day that Arcane finished, right? So the 23rd, and oh my god. Absolutely amazing. Phenomenal, right? The finale gave me almost everything that I could have asked for. A couple things that I was not expecting them to do that they did pull off. I'm not going to spoil it here, just in case, you know, people haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I'm not going to spoil it. There's a lot of stuff that I did not see them doing. But, like, I do have one issue, though, and that is, like, timeline-wise, doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. It really doesn't. Right? There's a couple things that don't fit chronologically into what they've now established as canon lore. Because if you don't know, for League of Legends, they have stated that Arcane is the canon story for these characters now, right? They have rewritten the story so that those events are the canon events, which, cool, that's fine. But there's a couple characters in game whose lore no longer makes sense because of Arcane, right? There's a few major characters, like, again, no, without saying any spoilers, a couple characters that no longer fit into the lore: Blitzcrank, Camille, Urgot, Zeri doesn't fit anymore. Ziggs, in terms of his Zon storyline, does not make any sense. Renata, right? Renata Glask doesn't make sense either, really. There's a lot of characters whose storylines don't really mesh well anymore because of the events of Arcane. Now, granted, the lore that they did do is pretty damn cool, and I like it. There's just some stuff that doesn't really work with other established characters, and I feel like I don't know if they're just planning to fix it later, if that's the goal. Just let's tell an interesting story now and not worry about it until we actually have to deal with it, which, like, I could see that being the case. But it is a little jarring, I will say. It's a little jarring, some of the things. There's also a couple scenes that were really weird, because, like, there's, in one of the episodes, not to spoil too much, so cover your ears if you don't want to hear a spoiler for, like, the next, like, 2 seconds. There's a scene, right, where Vi has this, like, really emotional talk with Jinx, and Jinx, like, betrays her technically, looks is incredibly depressed in a fucking cage, is literally, like, making herself bleed through her fingernails because she's scratching off her own skin inside a jail cell after just losing someone that she thought to be, like, a pseudo sister daughter. And Vi shows up, and Vi's like, hey, let's make things better together. And Jinx's solution is, no, I need to die, right? So she's telling her sister, hey, I'm gonna lock you in here for your safety. That way you don't have to see me end my own life. right? To gray screen herself. And Vi's like, no, I don't want you to do that. And Jinx is like, you'd be way happier if I'm not alive, right? And then that scene ends. And then what I presume is maybe like an hour later, because they don't really, like, they do like a very small time jump, but it's literally like this, it's like right, it happens right after chronologically, based on like what we know contextually, is a sex scene between Vi and Caitlyn. Wow, cool. Great for them. Weird timing, because like she's still in the trauma cell of like where Jinx was literally bleeding and having a mental breakdown in the corner, and she and her sister decided this would be a great place to have sex. I think that's a little crazy. I can't lie to you. I think that's a little wild. Just gonna point that out. Not a problem with them having, you know, Cesby and Lex, but is that really the time and place? is this where we're gonna do it? She's like, Vi's like, Caitlyn, my sister's gonna die. She's gonna end herself. She's gonna gray screen. She's gonna FF15 Caitlyn. And Caitlyn's like, Vi, I cheated on you. And they just start having sex. I was like, maybe that's normal. Maybe that's normal. I don't know. Me personally, I have never had a family member tell me that they're gonna go game end themselves and then gotten horny. That personally is not an experience I share, but it is what it is. I just thought that was a little oddly timed. Like, cool it happened, but weird timing for it. Everything else was fantastic though. Besides like the weird lore implications and then the oddly timed smacks. Fantastic ending. Great. Also, they teased probably we're gonna see the Noxus invasion of Ionia if they do another show, which is like fabulous. Also, I'm being a nerd right now about League lore, and I like love League lore. Yes, I play League of Legends, unfortunately. No, I'm not like a sweaty, nasty gremlin. I just think the lore is cool, and the game is fun sometimes. That's just how it is. I'm sorry. I know, sorry to disappoint that I play League of Legends. My fault. But Arcane was fabulous. If you haven't watched it, I heavily suggest watching Arcane. I'm done talking about spoilers. I know I talked very heavily about the Cesby and Lex, but like, moving on from that, going back to established continuity of Dokkan Battle and Super Trunks. Super Trunks has actually done pretty decent. He's gotten all his hits in, even without his passive, which, you know, we can definitely appreciate. His active skill in the final phase could actually be really helpful. I don't know if we're going to be able to actually like utilize it well, but I mean, we are going to have it, and it could do something good. I love the Bulma OST playing with this in the background, or this in the foreground. It's fucking weird. It just doesn't fit. Ooh, okay. I kind of... Okay, here's my idea. I want to leave Super Trunks on rotation because this will allow us to have multiple Ghost Usher turns, basically, like in a row. And we can have the other Goku, Gohan, and Trunks be the one who goes into the standby. And then on this turn, where we have the Rainbow Goku, Gohan, and Trunks, we can just like Ghost Usher the hell out of everything. Which I think will work just fine. Super Trunks should actually do some pretty good damage. Remember, now that we've transformed, he doesn't have any conditions or anything. He's just really basic and really bad. Right? Like, he gets 4 key, 300% attack needs to start a turn, an additional, and guard for 3 turns. He gets an additional attacking defense up to 200% the more HP you have. And then he gets an additional attacking defense 100% performing a super attack and stuns the enemy attack by a super attack. So he can be actually really good for this fight if, like, you manage to get this far. So, yeah. It's not that bad. Basically having a guaranteed stun is good, though. Because it's a passive stun, though, and not a super attack stun, it's a 1-turn stun. That's how those work. Right? If the stun is in the passive, it's 1 turn. If the stun is in the super attack, it's typically 2 turns. I have never seen an instance where that is different. Are we getting physical or STR? We're in physical Bulma this time around. Okay. Where's the super attack at? She's not. Okay. I am going to be building up this. Just because I want to do it. We might as well just add in these orbs. It'll help Super Trunks next turn as well. Maybe we can have Super Trunks finish the fight off? Because physical Bulma dies. Like, she just falls over in comparison to SDR Bulma. Because SDR Bulma kind of sticks around for a long time because she has a lot of extra health and defense. Right? Whereas physical Bulma has about half of it. So, she ends up, like, falling over rather quickly. Let's see here. Yeah, maybe we can have Super Trunks finish off? Like, pop is active, and then just have him go to town. I don't know if he's gonna link better with Gogeta or with Goku, Gohan, and Trunks. I'm gonna assume Goku, Gohan, and Trunks. Just because they're just like a generic Super Saiyan character. And we have like the massive Bulma support, so maybe he's gonna like go super crazy. It's like, oh my god. You know what I mean? Let's toss the Super Trunks active. And you know what? Yeah, let's just put him in slot 1 and let him go. Hopefully he goes, like, absolutely crazy. I mean, what's all you can really hope for. And if not... Oh, this is going to end. Oh, and we have a Dokkan attack. 16 million out of Super Trunks. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Show me a triple super attack. Triple super attack. Guaranteed crits. We're at full HP. Remember, this also stuns Bulma for the turn. So, I mean, even if she wasn't Ghost Ushered, she's also stunned. Okay, 17 million. Okay. We're getting places. One more. Okay, 18. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, he was kind of close. And then 19 million, I go to Trunks. Okay. I mean, to be fair to him, right? He would have, and I say this, would have done a lot of damage to Goku and Frieza on this turn. So, we kind of take those. Do I run a setup similar to this for that video? Is the question. Because I think I can get away with it. It's just going to be really tricky to try to keep Super Trunks safe against 17. But if we can do that and he's able to get his attacks in, I think we'd be perfectly fine, right? It would be a little rough, but I think we could do it. I really do. Having 2 turns where you're basically completely invincible is very good. The only issue is we would be having Gogeta without the ability to dodge. That's like the only issue. We'll figure something out. But anyway, that's it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.